All right, thank you all so much. We're super excited. We're coming to the end of day one here for our second Startup Showcase event. So you all saw the presenters from last year. We were only missing one from Thai Player. And so this year we're expecting an even greater event. It's our second year. We had 40 applications. We usually only do 6 startups, but we had a wild card entry who we get to meet a little bit later on. But mostly I just wanted to introduce the judges. So if the judges could all come up front here and sit next to Isabel on the right. All right, come on in, Lauren. All right, Sven. Come on, you guys. And just so you guys know, after this event, there's a DJ event happening. You guys want to sit up? Oh, sure, yeah, sit up on stage, I guess, yeah. Why not? Yeah, do it on stage better. Okay, we're very lucky to have this group. It's going to be judging, providing feedback to the startups. And I just wanted to quickly introduce you to them. So I think what I'll do is start with Isabel, because Isabel was actually coaching the startups. She provides a business that helps companies organize their pitches, helps them organize funding. She's an expert at the crowdfunding platform, so if anyone's looking to raise money as a startup, I'd say Isabel is a great resource, and you'd hear that from all the previous companies from last year, and we're so lucky to have you, and she put a lot of work into helping all 7 companies fine-tune their presentation, so thank you so much, Isabel. And Isabel even worked with me a few years ago, and unfortunately, we got taken down by the pandemic. But otherwise, that's how I met Isabel, and she's based here in the Algarve, and she's very accessible. All right. Next up, I'm going to introduce our VIP here, Mr. Sven Olaf Kuldorf. Is that right, Kuldorf? Yeah, Sven's... He's not VIP. He's bigger than VIP. No, but Sven's a resource here in the Algarve. Does a lot of mentorship, does a lot of advisory work. He's been in the industry for a very long time, having started his career at IKEA as a right-hand man to the founder of IKEA in the very early days, and has since then made a lot of investments, several investments a month, and with outstanding returns if you look at his bio. I can't remember the returns, but they are, from an angel investment perspective, he has the Midas touch. So if you're looking for an excellent resource, Sven's your man. Also, we have here today, thank you, Sven. Next up, we have Damaris Zampini, and we're lucky to have Damaris here with us. Damaris, you're typically based in Lagos and also Canada, right? On Faro. Okay, I thought Lagos. So yes, Damaris is based in Faro. She's an advisor, mentor, focused a lot on sustainability and working with companies really all throughout the world, except so much in Africa, right? I remember. And she's an outstanding resource. You'll notice we have more women on stage than men, so and so we have some high-powered women here on stage with us. So we're very fortunate to have you, Damaris. Thank you so much for coming. We appreciate it. And then we have Dasha Kushak, and Dasha is here as a part of. She's a startup coordinator at Web Summit, a prior entrepreneur, and she's a mentor, advisor. Provides a lot of great advice. No investment quite yet, right? But her investments with her time, her knowledge, and her expertise. And she's been helping to coordinate everything that's going on at Web Summit. And she's been generous to help bring some of our Algarvian companies to the Web Summit. And I think we'll have one company that's going to be selected to either be an alpha or beta company. So that's the extra bonus for the good presentation today. And then my good buddy Lauren, my wingman. Any deal, I bring Lauren in just to double check it because he's the brains. I hunt him down, and then he's the operational genius. But Lauren's had a long career, not only on the corporate side, but also in the digital side, since Post.com, having a big exit to a private equity firm, and then recently having retired here, spending part-time here, and then also back in Paris with his family. He's learning to play golf. And I hate to say it, but he beat me on the par 3 course, which that was before my surgery, so we're on the comeback. But anyway, all right. So I'm going to turn it over to my wingman here, Jens Palms. If you guys haven't met Jens, he's been a part of Algarve Evolution. He's one of our newest members. He's the next generation. So if you look around here, we have a lot of kind of older people, and I hate to call us all old, but what I want to do is start bringing the younger generation and much more of the younger startups into the Algarve, a lot more interesting startups, a lot more successes. And Jens is someone that I met at one of the events, and he's going to help me introduce the startups today. So he's splitting times between Holland and then here and around Faro as well.
All right, perfect. Well, thank you guys again, and I'll keep it very short and sweet because I think we all want to see these pitches. So for the first pitch, can we please have a round of applause for Isabel Carapeta with her company Simplifier?
Should I go up? Hello, everyone. Today I will tell you the story of how we have reimagined receipts. But I need the pointer first. Cool. Cool. Here everyone is a consumer, right, I would say. And consumers want financial clarity and control over their spending. Then we have the brands that want to really understand the behavior of those who are buying from them. And on the third side, retailers, they need to digitize their receipts because the European Union is now saying that all the receipts must be digitalized for some reason. But after every interaction that the brands have with us, everything that you pay just vanishes. Like all the details, every gold mile that you have in every receipt just vanishes. And I know it because I used to throw my receipts away until I started to actually analyzing them, and I realized, and by the way, this receipt is from someone that I met a few minutes ago, and I will read it to you if she doesn't mind. I don't think so. So we are able to actually understand that she has a puppy because all that she bought was food for her puppy. She bought a pink bed for her puppy, so must be a female dog. And the dog, I would say, is a medium-sized dog because she asked for medium-sized things. She's there. Can you confirm, please? Yeah, it's true. Now imagine having all these receipts at a larger scale. You will be able to understand everything that is happening in everyone's life in the blink of an eye. But no one is actually doing that because all the solutions that exist in the market for retailers, brands, and consumers are fragmented. They have options that actually track your receipts, yeah, but they just store it. Then they have other options that actually send PDF files, but it's just sending them. And then you have the third option, which is just reconciling your bank accounts. So that app actually knows how much you spent, but doesn't know where you spent it. So because no one was connecting the dots, we decided to build Simplifier. And I'm sorry, I'm giving you my back. By one receipt, we actually are able to get 3 winners. Retailers, consumers, and brands. But because that would be a lot of work, we are just starting with Gen Z. So our Gen Z has now their favorite personal finance app that tackles everything that other apps already have, but for free this time. And because we are also on the brand side, we actually are building the smartest source of consumer data. And you already know why, because you read the receipt with me. Our goal is to become a tech company that actually is a data company and is decoding the intelligence side and structuring all data from everyone on Earth. And we do it in the first stages because we are actually reinventing the way that receipts are being sent. So the one that you see on the stage is actually the next version of the receipt. In the next few years, this is how you are going to receive them in your inbox, and I'm going to be the one sending them to you. You will be able to actually send the details, to actually interact with the brand and tell them what was good and what was not so good in what you were receiving. And you'll actually be able to actually, for the first time ever, received advertisement that is actually tailored to you, instead of just random things that everyone is getting on their inbox. It all starts with the first time that you go shopping. Then we'll be connected to the POS and invoicing system via the Simplifier app and API. Then we send the smart receipt that you just saw. We add on top a loyalty layer. Then we extract insights and make revenue, not only for Simplifier, but for everyone involved, because we are actually giving tokens to the consumers that are using it for their loyalty. And this all happens because the end of the transaction should just be the beginning of the love story between retailer, brand, and consumer. But because every stage unlocks the next, and I guess you would already have realized that by my presentation, we actually make money twice. First, with this API strategy, but the second is with clustered consumer data. We don't sell personalized data. We only sell data that is extremely safe and anonymized, and we give it to brands and retailers that want to improve the way that they are interacting with their consumers. We have already interviewed more than 750 brands and people, and we actually understand that this is what they are looking for. We did our proof of concept with 120 users, and after lots of product development, we actually launched our first patent and have 10,000 people on our waiting list right now. Now we are raising 1 million euros to be able to actually generate 6 million in revenue in just 24 months. And this is what we have to offer, a dashboard that actually allows brands and retailers to understand everything that they are doing. This will allow us to generate 40,000 euros just in the first year and actually be able to tackle 35,000 people. I'm Isabel Carapeta. I'm one of the Forbes 30 under 30 from this year. I'm a growth strategist. Me and my team know a lot about data connection, compliance, and everything you can imagine that could be a problem in this company. We already won 7 awards. We have 37 partnerships, and we are on the way to become the biggest company in data space. Thank you so much. Questions?
Hello, thank you for the presentation, great presentation. Can you give us some detail about your business model?
Mm-hmm. Thank you so much. So our app is totally for free for Gen Zs, and they have access to everything that they could imagine in other apps that are actually paid for free. We actually make money in every receipt that we send through our API. So brands actually pay us a fee on every receipt that is sent, and they pay us another fee on every purchase that you make through the receipt. So if you click here and you buy the skirt that she has there, you click you buy, I gain a fee on that. Then on top of it, I am reading all the receipts item by item, not only the ones that I sent, but also the ones that people and companies upload within the app. So after reading all those receipts, I'm able to extract that information and sell that data to companies and brands as a software as a service. And as you can imagine, this data is extremely expensive because it's way more detailed than all the data that these companies are able to collect from the other sources, including customer service, interactions with the people in rooms. Those types of information is not reliable, and we actually are able to understand the reliability, mostly because we understand what people are buying. It's like Facebook. They know what you like, I know what you buy.
So well done.
Thank you.
I really like the concept. Who are you trialing this with? And when are you due to launch? I understand that you haven't launched the app just yet. Who are the retailers that you've tested it with?
Actually, we launched the app this week.
Oh, cool.
Yay.
Congratulations.
And anyone that wants to have beta access, just text me and I will send it to you. We are doing lots of pilot testing with Funky Chunky, which is a cookie shop back in Lisbon. We are iterating this part of the product. This part is the one that is not launched, so the receipt sending part. Because as you can imagine, it has lots of sensitive data that I cannot exploit. And because of that, we need to build a very strong infrastructure. We already have partners that are doing that with us. One of the important parts is this app is actually stored in the blockchain, so all the data is actually out there, able to be secure in a very safe way. And so we are testing it with several partners, as you can see on the presentation. And I'm expecting to be able to have it in the market just by January. Thank you, Isabel.
I think it's a great idea.
Thank you very much.
I know, I mean, I've been in retail for many years, and the need of this sort of intelligence is big. And the profitability to be more intelligent for the retailers and whatever is big. What I see is that I have met during many years several companies who make things like this, sell intelligence. Some are very big, and I think it's important really to find your niche comparing with them. Because if you compare with Nielsen, for example, if you know them, I mean,
of course,
it's a huge one, but they are in the same area to sell. And some of my biggest mistakes I've done as an investor is that I invested in an idea which was too big. And one of them that was a smartwatch long before Apple and Samsung thought about that, which is a great idea. But unfortunately, Apple and Samsung thought it was a good idea, and they invested billions. And then we were out of business. So I think it's important really to find that niche. I also think it's important to find the balance between integrity and how to sell this. So that's my two, find your niche, because there are several players do that. And secondly, the integrity.
Thank you very, very much. Wise words.
Great advice. I think the niche part is really important. I have a couple of questions. You talked about partnerships, and then you also talked about you've got some pilots, Sea Calcedonia, for example. And when I saw your deck, I started thinking about, you know, who's doing this? Actually, IKEA does that. They send me my receipt, right, you know, digitally. And
yes, they do.
And I always wonder, what are they doing with that data, right? So are they leaving it, you know, are they actually, because I don't know, but there's an aggregate data aspect here that I think is super exciting. So I guess my questions are around your partnerships. How big do you want to go, right? Like, coming back to the niche, are you wanting to stay focused? Because, of course, your data laws and regulatory is going to change in North America, for example. But then if you look at North America, some of the biggest consuming countries in the world, for example, is USA. So it's massive. So, you know, on that framework, how big do you want to go? How niche do you want to stay? And that's going to take some real thinking around the regulatory aspect of where you need to go. So.
That's why we started it in Portugal. So it's European Union, very niche, very difficult. If you comply in Europe, you comply anywhere on Earth. Then we are actually expanding to the UK. We have a partnership there. I won the FinTech Wales Award. So we are very well positioned in Wales, which is a very interesting launch pad for the UK because the community is very strong, just like in the Algarve, but it's not the huge city, a huge country, so you can start niche and go on. Our intention is to expand to Brazil because it's way cheaper than the US. Understand that that market works, mostly because they love spending. And after that, after acquiring enough investment and enough proof that we can actually build it and that our algorithms can really understand what they are processing, we will scale to the US, of course.
And then I have a very tactical question, actually. So is the solution that I take a photo of my receipt, or is it that it's digitally sent to me?
Great question. Yes, you can still take a picture of your receipt because not everyone is integrated with us. And we have a powerful OCR system that is able to collect the information in the Portuguese receipts. in the Portuguese receipt specifically, with 100% accuracy. It's not this strong in the rest of European Union. We are testing it, we are trying to iterate, but in Portugal, I'm sure it works perfectly. And as you were saying before, yes, IKEA is already sending receipts by email, but the thing is they don't send you this type of receipts. They send you the receipts that are exactly like the one that I have in my pocket. And because of that, they are kind of losing money. IKEA is one of the biggest brands, we know it. They probably don't need simplifier, but all the others that are not so strong, the small and medium brands actually do need us to improve their engagement with their brands and actually to have access to the emails of their consumers and be able to keep going with the conversation now that social media is so volatile.
Part of the niche, I also think what type of verticals, maybe not the bigger ones.
Yes, of course.
Smaller ones, those who don't have a membership, or you have to find, and that's also very important to find, to select the right verticals or sub verticals.
Exactly.
Because the idea is big enough, so if you can own that sub verticals, you can earn a lot of money globally.
Yeah. We are focusing, one of our partners is actually ZoneSoft. So we are focusing on restaurants. We are able to integrate with them very easily, which is something that Gen Zs love to do. We are also focusing on smaller brands like Funky Chunky, just a cookie shop that's very respectable, but it's not as big as Calzone, for example. And we are actually starting with the Portuguese market because it's easier to manage, given the fact that we have so many different stores that are small and easy to enter. So we can be the partner for them to improve this area, and then we'll gain enough traction, I believe, to be able to compete with the big ones. Congratulations. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Loved your pitch. Love your deck as well, talking from my designer's background. My question would be about your scaling. Right now, you're operating on your local market with like smaller businesses out there. It's a great strategy for the startups, but when startups start to scale, it might be challenging because you're used to your local market, your product is built for a local market, and when you're trying to scale to, for example, the US, it's much harder. And the question will be, first of all, since you're working partly B2B with those big brands, there might be a problem with sales cycles because they're very long when you're working B2B enterprise. And secondly, how you're going to compete, because that such brands as Uniqlo, Zara, they already collect their data. And if they will make something as useful as your solution is, and then they can make it faster, do you have any strategy there as well?
But they will do it for themselves. I don't believe Zara is ever going to be my customer, and I'm totally happy with that. They are going to build their own thing. They are one of the biggest brands on earth. Who am I? Even if I become the best of my niche, they are still the best on theirs. So I'm totally fine with the fact that they are not going to use us, but everyone else is going to use us. That's where I strive.
That's really small.
Thank you very much. So yeah, competing with them, yes. I know the Portuguese, even in the European Union, every POS system, which is the machine that actually prints the receipts, they think on their own. So you have reservation in Portugal, we have different reservation in Spain. We have to really be paying attention to that. That's why we are partnering with big companies like that are able to implement the software. They explain us how it works, and then our company, our team is able to create an API that actually connects with what they are doing. And then we also, when entering the first market, we need to do very close pilots with the brands that want to connect with us, because we need to build a solution that is customized to the niche, to the market that we are trying to tackle. So the next one is obviously the UK, as I was telling you. One of the people in our team is Italian, so we will go there too, because he already understands how the market works, and then we'll keep spreading through Europe for the next 1.5 years, and then Brazil.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you all.
Amazing! What a great solution. Looking at the time, we directly go to the second pitch. Please give a round of applause for Sérgio Pina with Auroramed.
Thank you. No, it's fine. Well, is the micro working? No. Oh, all right. Hello. Hi. Hi, everyone. It is amazing to be here. Thank you so much for having us. My name is Sérgio. I am a physician, and I am here to speak about something that is really important to me. If I could change the slides. Yeah. Across Europe, doctors spend up to 60% of their time on documentation. Not healing, not comforting, not even speaking with their patients, but filling forms. This invisible workload burns out clinicians, costs billions, and destroys the human connection at the heart of medicine. And why? Well, every medical act generates data. Surgical procedures, diagnosis, prescriptions, all of that data has to be translated into international standardized coding for insurance purposes, for billing, and for clinical research. That work today is completely manual, very, very slow, painfully slow, and very error-prone. And due to that, hospitals lose revenue, doctors lose their purpose, and patients lose time with their physician. At Auroramed, we decided to change that. Auroramed is a health tech company founded here in Algarve by myself, by Miguel Qxote, and by Carlos Martins. Our flagship product is Argus, automated reporting and grouping for unified systems. Argus uses natural language processing to read medical records and to accurately generate medical coding in seconds, not in hours. And it does not replace clinicians. It supports them, ensuring compliance, accuracy, and speed. Argus was developed using real medical records. It is fully compliant with data protection laws and the EU AI Act, and it was developed to seamlessly integrate hospital information systems. And the results are amazing, especially for us doctors. Well, up to 80% faster coding, lesser administrative costs, and more time for patient care. Hospitals get paid sooner, researchers get cleaner data, and patients get more time with their physician. At Auroramed, we believe in a healthcare system where technology works with healthcare professionals and not against them, where AI can take care of the paperwork so that doctors can take care of people. Our mission is simple, and for us, Argus is not just an algorithm. Argus is a statement that medicine deserves better tools and that AI can be human-centered. Our mission is to restore time, trust, and humanity to healthcare, one line of code at a time. Thank you so much. Thank you. I passed the mic, sorry.
Thanks a lot. Well, tell us a little bit where you are now. I mean, have you already some beta test customers, and how do you intend to grow? And what stage is your company?
Yes. I am a full-time doctor. I work in intensive care, and I try to go on my daily basis, try to identify my own daily pain points and where I can identify opportunities to develop innovation that can change specific problems. About a year ago, together with Miguel Qxote, that is a software engineer, and Carlos Martins, that is a pharmacist, we started to working and start to play with natural language processing algorithms. And what we found is that the technology is not a problem in itself. What we have been seeing is that to use AI in medical records, it is a regulatory nightmare. So in the past, we have a fully working product. Right now it is fully compliant and ready to be used. We constructed bridges and we have protocols with 3 major hospitals, public hospitals, LESs here in Portugal, and 1 public, 3 public, and 1 private, And right now we are beta testing with real medical records. We also had to build trustworthy relations with doctors that specialize in medical coding, to build a community that can trust the software in order to use with their patients. Because medical records are very complex. Of course, medical records belong to patients, but the intellectual property of those records belong to the healthcare professional that writes them. And those records are kept in a system that belongs to hospitals. So we have to build this ecosystem and this partnership in order to be able to deploy this kind of innovation in healthcare. Yeah. And that has been our work in the last 10 months.
I'm sure this is not a pain point that only Portuguese doctors face. This must be a widespread problem across medical industry. How can you scale this internationally? Do you have any plans? Would this be transportable, transferable to other countries easily?
The funny thing is, we started working with insurance companies. Insurance companies across Europe face this problem because they have to provide healthcare services in another country, and the coding in that country is different from the coding from another country. Even today in the European Union, each country of the European Union has its own coding for medical disease. So what we are working with the insurance company is on a model that can directly code in the destination billing facility to ease that process. It is not in Europe. In the US, it's the same. In the UK, it's the same. Each one with its own national coding system. In the US, it is more complex because each state have its own medical coding. So it is a real problem that we are trying to face. And for us, right now, the limitation is not the technology, it's the regulation. Yeah.
I think this is a really great idea. And I get so happy when I see people as passionate as you, somebody who has the own the problem yourself.
Yes.
And have,
it is a real problem for me.
Yeah, no, but I really like, I love that sort of thing. And I have invested in several medtech, and what I find the difficult thing is that it's very conservative. It's very difficult for change, especially the public. So I always go trying to find the private sector, and if you can find insurance, somebody who pays that bill, who can see the efficiency, and it's a much shorter road if you can find that. So my advice to you is not to go too much in public, but on the private sector, and then show how good it is, and then it goes spreads.
We have great traction with insurance companies and in the private sector because for them it is easier to let us use the medical records. Most of our team is lawyers. We have more lawyers than engineers. Because we have to build a safe data center and we have to build trustworthy relations with hospitals so that they can look at us as a partner more than someone that is trying to steal the data. It is easier maybe for us because most the company right now has two physicians, myself and another one, and we are fully aware of all the regulatory problems, and we try to tackle them first, and then we present the technology. And then when they start to use it, well, they love it because it is different. Each medical record takes about 40 minutes to code, and with Argus we are talking less than a second. So it is amazing. The coding is very accurate. And it saves a lot of time for patients.
It's more that the public, the responsible people in public, they want to avoid mistakes. That's what they want to do. I don't say they don't care, but their incentive to be more efficient is less than in the private sector, but the incentive to avoid mistakes is higher.
Definitely.
So that's and I also want. I don't know if it's possible to protect, because when you scale later, it can be done then for many others. I don't know if you can protect it in one or another way. Think about that. You don't need to have that. It's more an advice.
All right, thank you.
Okay.
That's it for the question.
No more questions. Okay. I'll ask you later.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
All right, and the next pitch will be done by Moreira from Bio1 Health. Please give a round of applause to him.
Hello, everyone. My name is Márcio Moreira, and I'm here to present you Bio1 Health. And I need a pointer. So, nowadays, humanity faces a huge challenge, is how to feed 9 billion people in 2015. And one of the solutions, and one of the best ones, is aquaculture. But by itself, aquaculture industry, it's facing, after a period of expansion, a period of consolidation, with several challenges, coming from climate change up to quality. And he has also to face older problems, like diseases. That is one of the major bottlenecks. Just for you to have an idea, it costs 6 billion USD a year for the producers. But by itself, that is a consequence of poor welfare. So taking this in account, me and my colleagues decided to fund Bio1 Health and bring our different expertises and complementary and our experience to bring a new service to the producer. And what is the service? Simple. Prevention and monitorization. Simply try to monitorize welfare and to prevent diseases in a timely, precise way, in a preventive and productive way, but mostly important, in a minimally invasive way. So, what will we do? So, we will get all the data from the aquaculture, from zootechnical data, biosensor data from health, even the pathology cycle. We do data analysis, we do predictive modeling. It's when you have some event, in an interactive dashboard, the producer will get an alert to say, okay, you have a problem, please follow these protocols. So, and what will this bring? More important is production optimization, welfare improvement, and proactive prevention. This will allow us to have be more efficient, increase consumer trust on aquaculture because of all the questions of the treatment, and to get less losses for the producer. Regarding our competitors, we have two advantages, really. First of all, we have minimally invasive sampling. We don't kill fish to sample fish. And we have the biosensors that we are developing in-house. We already have some recognition. We are a young startup. We have less than 1 year of existence. But most important, we already have some strategic partners that will help us to develop the solutions. We participate in several industry networks, and we also are on the policy-making part. So, in the Europe level, like root links, or with CCDR Algarve, in definition of the economy of the sea. Regarding the market, well, our first market will be Iberia. So, it's a small market, but it's strategically located, and most of all, as a sustainable expansion. And we hope that in the next 10 years, we go from the biomarker validation to a global scale and to the agri-food sector. Thank you all for assisting this, and we hope to get you to a better, safer, and more profitable industry. Questions?
Long way for the microphone. Thank you so much for your pitch. All of the, I've been a founder of startup and sustainability as well. So all of the startups from sustainability have a part of my heart with you already. Thank you so much. My question would be, what's your business model? Like, who is your target?
B2B, our targets are all the aquaculture sector, really. All the aquaculture sector, because these models can be applied to the producer, but can go up to the end of the cycle, to the people that are processing the fish, and so on. So this is our business model. It's B2B, typical.
Okay. Because like from normally when I see startups like this, normally these companies are requiring a huge amount of capital because it's like more research and institutional projects out there. Are you raising any capital, and what are your thoughts about your ROI after you raise?
Okay, so we already raised some public capital, 330K in 1 year, more or less. We have our first clients also, which is good. We are expecting in some time to have some investors, yes, because we need to develop, first of all the design of the backbone of the dashboard. We will have a project that will make the prototype, but then we have to scale it up. And for the biosensor part, we will need also some investment, but in the longer term.
Any other questions?
And I guess so that investment that you're looking for, what's your expected ROI on that, as far as?
For now, that is a difficult question, and I will tell you why. Because we are a very young startup, so we are expecting some angel funding for now, because we are not even in the pre-seed stage. We already have all the basis for the biosensor. We're already testing the algorithm because we have some data from one of our partners that allow us to work on the model. But we still have a long way to go. So the first year was consolidating. Now we are opening our wings and try to find new partners and new investors.
More testing right now in this next phase.
So one thing that was, I passed it a little quickly. Okay, the validation phase is a validation phase that works with the producer. So we have services, they give us the data, so we are optimizing at the same time. So okay, so this is our phase that we are now, and I think that in more or less a year we have a prototype to scale up.
I think this is a great thing, and I think the world needs a lot of this type of initiative to survive. So I really like it. What I think is important for you, that is to show the result of your things, that you can create value for somebody.
Okay.
I
didn't put the data in there, but we already have some results.
Yeah.
So I can give you just a small idea. We are working with one of our partners. We are implementing a solution for a disease that has more or less this design, preventive and proactive solutions. And so this year we got more or less 30% of mortality with one disease in the summer. 30% mortality. We are talking about 90 lower. So we are talking about 30,000 fish per tank versus, and we can sum it to 12 tanks. Okay, the mortality this year was 5%, so an increase in 25%. So it gave you a rough value in the end of production of 2,030 euros. No, 230,000 euros. Sorry, of increased value. So this is what we bring to the producer.
And that's really good. And really I have been sitting on the other side. I'm not a salesman, but I've been sitting 1,000 times on the other side,
yes,
making purchase decisions. And I find that too many who sell their ideas, they are not concrete enough and cannot evident that what they say, prove it. So I think that is, if those numbers are correct, then it's fantastic.
It's our sales pitch, really. This is our sales pitch because these are the values that we are dealing with. Because when you get the mortality, it's not just the mortality. You don't sell those fishes, but you lost. You have a loss of energy, loss of feed, loss of operational costs, personal costs, and so on and so on and so on. So the impact is
I'm not
huge.
questioning this. I just give you the advice, really,
Thank you.
to make a firm proof of
Okay.
this. I think that's important. When you can do that, it's going to fly.
Thank you.
That's will be the last question.
Okay.
It's my question. Do you know?
Just a very quick one. How much did you sell to this customer? What was the revenue?
The two? 17K.
To the customer you just mentioned, who saved 30%.
The one that saved 30%, we have a subscription that will give us per year 32,000 euros.
How many in your group are, if I put commercial, and how many are
Commercial, 0.
no?
We are all,
and that will be
we are all scientists, yes.
what I think is important. One of my learning is that is when you look for investors, you should create a good cap table. I've seen the difference between companies that have a good cap table, how they survive and develop, comparing with a bad cap table.
Okay.
And I think that, and complementary, and I think that's important. And I think you have a great idea, and you need to have commercial capabilities in this. I think.
Okay, thank you.
So complement. Nobody's perfect. Nobody. You always have backsides, and you have to complement you with that.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Then please welcome to the stage with the company Svaito, Vitaly Rimmer. And give a round of applause.
Back next, okay. Good afternoon. My name is Vitaly Rimmer. I am here to talk to you about Svaito Gulf AI solutions. Just waiting for the presentation to come up on the screen. In the meantime, while we wait, a quick show of hands. Who amongst you is in the industry of golf or plays golf? Yeah, if you've played at least once or twice, raise your hand. Okay, that's a lot of people. I shouldn't be surprised. We are in the Algarve after all. It's golfer's paradise. Oh, there we go. Okay. Well, my name is Vitaly Rimmer. I am originally from Montreal, Canada. However, having endured those famously long and cold winters, my family and I are now happy and proud to call ourselves Algarvians for the last 6.5 years. Yeah, thank you. I'm here today to talk to you about conversations. No, not golf, conversations. As the golfers amongst us know, booking golf is unique because every golf course is different. Most bookings begin with a question. Golfers will ask about pricing, availability, rental equipment, and so much more. Those questions are the conversations that must be turned into bookings. Those conversations live in your email inbox, in your WhatsApp messages, in your socials, and in your phone calls. Golf reservation systems, known in the industry as a T-sheet, do an amazing job of managing customers, inventory, and invoicing. They do not, however, manage conversations. Worldwide, there are over 500 million rounds of golf played. The Algarve alone accounts for 1.4 million of those rounds annually. That is an average of 45,000 per golf club, and 80% of those are tourist rounds. What that truly means is that email and phone conversations continue to dominate the booking journey up to today. A typical golf course will see between 50 to 150 emails per day, plus the phone calls, the WhatsApps, the socials. Yeah, so for that amount, and all of those requests, all of those conversations continue to be handled manually, copying and pasting information between the inbox, the payment, the reservation system, and so on. From the golf course perspective, this means that hospitality dips and the messaging backlog builds just as the demand is at its highest, and the conversion ultimately drops. For the golfer, the replies feel slow and inconsistent, leading to a subpar experience and fewer rounds booked. At Svaito, our mission is simple. We are building a simple flow from inquiry to booking. Our focus is to eliminate the friction caused by those conversations and focus on booking as a conversation. Our AI agent verifies live availability, makes bookings, writes modifications, collects payments, and drafts brand true replies with context-aware upsells. Reception teams see all of the conversations in one unified platform with all the resulting bookings contained therein. Our system includes a full audit trail and human-in-the-loop controls where required, making sure that all the replies meet the required standard every time. This is not a concept. It is live and it is functional. At Salgados Golf Club, in just 6 months, we have processed 10,000 requests and booked over 5,000 rounds. By doing this, we completely eliminating the messaging backlog, and we have managed to reduce the average reply time with human in the loop from 24 hours or above 24 hours to sub 1 hour, even in peak times. We managed to enable the golf course to redirect over 40 hours each week from inbox triage towards on-site guest service. Our aim is simple: less admin, more golf. We are building a single conversational layer that connects golfers worldwide to all participating clubs through one trusted channel, while still enabling the golf club to keep full control of their brand and inventory. Conversations turn seamlessly into bookings. Right now, we are seeking operator groups ready for structured pilots, as well as T-sheet vendors that are able to unlock regional clusters. We're also looking to raise 200,000 in smart capital with expertise in scaling and integrations to support our growth over the next 12 months. Please scan the QR code on your screen to follow us on LinkedIn for updates and news, as well as pilot openings. We would appreciate your feedback and connections. Thank you very much.
I have the mic. Vitaly, do you mind if I ask a question to someone else?
Not at all.
I happen to meet, is it John from Salgados, who is one of your customers.
Yes, John is actually our first ever customer that was forward-looking enough to trial our system and help us evolve it into a functioning product.
Are you able to talk a little bit, John? I just ask you, what do you see as the main benefits of having this product with your golf club, as one of the first customers?
Well, for me, it was really about one, being part of technology going forward that will enable the business to advance and improve, which in the end is financially driven. So this freed up staff hours significantly, as his slide showed. He's got all the data, And it actually turned into real sales, both in bookings, but also in other retail segments. So for the golf players here, you buy polos, you buy golf balls. When our staff are not stuck behind their computers answering emails, they could actually go out and talk to people. So for me, that was huge. Since we turned on in January, my merchandise sales have increased 83%. So
the merchandising piece, that needs to be on the slide.
he doesn't know that yet. I just know that because I just did my budget stuff. So I mean that was it was,
Now it will be.
yeah.
Yes.
That was really it. Just from a business perspective, it's kind of a no-brainer. This technology is coming, and I've known him for a little while. He's close by in the Algarve, which is one of the benefits of these things. So 2 and 2 made 5.
John, thank you so much. Thank you, John.
I'm interested in your business model. You haven't discussed, so how will you monetize this app? What's the business model you've decided on?
Right now, we're focused on a subscription model. So it's a pure subscription that runs on a monthly basis. However, having gotten some feedback from potential customers, we're also thinking of implementing a model that will be based on an increase of bookings and then an increase maybe of merchandise sold and so on. But right now, it's purely subscriptional.
Yeah, I was going to suggest merchandise.
But is the golf course your customer?
Yes, absolutely.
So directly the customers?
We are a pure B2B company. We work with the golf course. The customers of the golfers, or as we call them, the golfers, to us, they are a client we need to serve, but it is not a party that we monetize. Our customers are the golf courses.
What I think we talked earlier, I think it's important to find early adapters and convincing them and building business cases and then go for the other ones. The tail you will never be able, the one who never change because they're on the way to the graveyard of the dinosaurs. I mean, if you don't change these type of things, you're going to be dead. What I see, I have seen several systems for golfs. So I think it's important to understand what you are doing and what others are doing. You don't need to answer that, but so that you know, because it's a lot of money. A lot of people are investing in this and very successful. So find your particular niche where you can give money or that the golf courses are earning money. Don't go for too broad. That's my advice.
Thank you, Sven. And actually, on that note, I think what differentiates us from other AI startups in the golf world is that we are hyper-focused on solving the booking problem. A lot of them are looking into AI caddies and managing irrigation and fertilizers and all of that. We're doing none of it. We're focused solely on bookings because, as I said, they get hundreds and hundreds of requests per day, and all of it is handled manually. So if we can relieve that pain point from them, I believe we're delivering value.
But as you see, also the merchandising. You have to have the right things that you're optimizing. Without, I mean, it's probably, if it's 80% more merchandising, that is probably more worth, even more worth than the hours you save. So I think it's important to find your position.
Thank you.
Great job, fellow Canadian. Very proud.
Thank you.
So I got a couple questions. One of them is actually around you're asking for 200,000. Is that equity?
Yes.
Okay. Then, so functionally, I probably have a lot more questions, but are you then white labeling to the golf course?
No, not at all. Yes, we are white label in the sense that we're transparent in the transaction.
Okay.
So their end user, the golfer, they will continue to receive replies from whatever channel they keep using. If it's an email, it's the same email address. If it's a WhatsApp, it's the same message. But instead of being written by a human, it's now written by an AI.
Right, got it. Okay. Then I have a, because you're solving two problems. You're solving a problem for the golf course, but you're also solving the annoyance of I'm a golfer and I just want to book and then I've been on hold and it's a pain in the butt. But then I also was thinking about behavior, right? So you're facilitating this, but also I wonder how many people are going to violate, like no-shows, for example, which could be annoying for the golf course. So maybe think about implementing some type of a token system or like a star system, right? So if I'm a good golfer, every time I book, I show up, right? Or maybe taking that down payment so that they make sure that at least they're monetizing. And if there's a no-show, but overall, behavior, because really humans, we only change behavior under 2 circumstances, right? How are you going to penalize me if I don't? And what are you going to give me if I do, right?
Yeah.
So a star system for the golfer, I think, would be really cool. A little bit of a gamification once you have some traction in the golf courses, I think would be really fun. So congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you for the advice.
May like one comment in question, just like because like a beautiful story, and you've definitely found your product market fit according to your first early adopter, which is amazing, and it's great to see from a startup.
Thank you.
Wearing my corporate hat and talking about Web Summit, have you been to Web Summit in Qatar?
I have not.
You should be, because it's like solutions like that in Middle East market are amazingly growing. So we should definitely talk after the pitch competition, the pitch showcase. And yeah, I would be happy, really, really happy to have you at Web Summit in Qatar.
I look forward to connecting after the session. Thank you for the comment.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. Please give a round of applause for the next startup that will pitch nutrition from water with Marta and Guilherme.
It's not fair and not enough time for questions.
No. Yeah. So I'm here to tell you the story of Nutrition from Water, which is a microalgae food biotech company that has sailed the world from New Zealand to the beautiful shores of the Algarve. So this is a story about abundance, but strangely enough, I'm actually going to talk to you about something that we will be missing in a very near future. So raise hands, whoever of you have heard from your mother, can you please drink your milk? It's good for you. Right? Yeah, we've all been there. It's actually true. We know that dairy is an historically gold standard for nutrition. But what is also a fact is that in 5 years' time, we will have at least a $250 billion gap, US dollars, in terms of dairy shortage, meaning, ladies and gentlemen, there's not enough cows in the world, and for sure, we do know that we do not need more of them. By the way, this is a Rabobank data, so it's a very credible number that I'm giving you. So what we've done with this problem is obviously trying to turn it into a solution. And for that, we've actually joined a group of people from haute cuisine chefs to people coming from biotechnology, from people coming from business, people coming from microbiology. So each one of us has their own field of play. And we thought about how can we turn this big problem for humanity into a solution. And to tell you a little bit more of that solution, I present you Guilherme, our Chief Technology Officer, which is telling you about our product.
So I'm happy to be here and very honored. I'm heading the CTO. I'm heading the R&D and the technology development together with Alex and Fede, which are developing the business and the marketing. So what we are doing, what we do to bridge this gap of protein, what we are doing is that we are using microalgae. We take the microalgae from the ocean, we develop our own strains, we optimize the strains, and then we run into a process based on fermentation to generate a protein product that has a complete amino acid profile. It's non-GMO, it's cheaper than dairy, and it has the potential of having a mixture of protein and also fiber. We generate several products that we are probing with a lot of commercial brands. We are using this product for protein fortification, for nutritional enhancement, for functional applications as well. So if you want to have more smoothie or more foaming applications, for example, and it's a complete not replacement of the not a complete replacement of the products, but actually something that we add in to give new functionalities and new nutrition value to the products.
So as Guilherme was telling you, we've actually tested the product with different partners, being from suppliers to ingredient companies, and we've actually collected some feedback to show to you, which obviously not the single ones that we have, but some of the most relevant. And we know that the Marine Way concept that we've developed, it's actually working. It works with their products. It has great feedback. So we've already had global recognition about our product samples. And this is where we are standing now. So we have global demand. We've been touch-based the market. We have already 4 signed joint development agreements. We have 25 active commercial leads, which means that we have actually companies that are ready to buy our products that have signed agreement with us once we are able to hit the production scale base that we need. And this is exactly what we need now. So we have more than 10,000 metric tons of signal demand, and we need to go and capitalize our business to reach that part of the growth that we want to reach. So we are inviting you to partner with us because we've shown you that we have global recognition, we have global demand, we just need to scale up our production. We want to build a global nutrition ecosystem from the Algarve. Our company is based in Portugal. It's based here in the Algarve. So we'll be delighted to make this journey with you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Finally, I have a microphone, so I can talk forever. Yeah, thank you. Loved your pitch. Loved the product. Again, sustainability, CPG, hits my heart. Thank you so much. Female-led business. Oh, my God. Love it. The question would be the one that you already raised during your pitch about your manufacturing capacities, because that might be a huge issue. It's like, might sound like a good issue to have for a startup when your demand is higher than your capacities, but it might be a disaster for your business as well and for your future scaling. So what is your current manufacturing capacities, and like what are your needs in terms, how can you actually develop them, and what's going to be your pace in terms of your manufacturing capacities development?
I'll take this.
Yes, yes.
Thank you. Nice, great question. So what we are doing is we have pilot capacities here in Portugal. So we are currently in Portugal running 1,000 liters fermenters. We are looking for scaling up. We are looking at Europe. We are looking also off Europe. We want to ramp up to 500,000 liters. And the capacity is available. There's a lot of capacity installed in the world. We don't want to put any steel on the ground. We want to use available capacity. And we are looking for partners.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's cost.
Cost.
It's
Raw material,
it's a cost.
It's the cost.
So what is your cost to acquire? What's your cost to acquire, right? Because you're going to have a bottleneck of production.
Yes.
So what will be your cost to acquire your raw material in order to turn it into the whey protein? And then what's your ask? Because I'm assuming that's directly connected to how much more you can scale, which also would answer my next question, which is you've got 25 contracts. So how much do you need to be producing in order to unlock those contracts so you can monetize?
So these contracts currently are with the direct quantity that we need to produce for them. So these contracts are based on the current capacity that we have and the scaling up capacity that we already have agreed upon. The cost of raw materials actually depends on the place where we are going to choose to manufacture. So let's say the more expensive raw material is sugar. And the cost of that, it will actually, and also energy. The cost of that will actually depend where we are going. So we are looking for the more, let's say, more competitive price. And out of that will go to the price. So our problem and the major bottleneck is the price parity of the products. We are always comparing with the dairies, with the vegetable proteins. So this is the price parity. And this is the cost that we are always aiming at. We know we can go cheaper. It will also depend on where are we going to do. But we have already the leads for that. We already are more than the leads. We are already talking with people that have plants that have the capacity at the right cost.
But how is the calculate? I mean, what price can you get from your customer and comparing to the raw material and production cost and the margin? So where is it that the raw materials are expensive comparing to the value for the consumer? I've been in the food. I've been working a lot with the food, and sometimes you find very good products, but if they get too expensive to customers, you never get the volume because there are too few people that can afford it. If you take the whole ecological, there are too many people who cannot afford it. Yeah. So you have to make a real impact. You have to have it affordable.
Yes, yeah, absolutely right. One of the things that we will avoid is to go to this niche premium sustainable market. We want to make it mass. So we need to have a price point that helps us or allows us to compete with dairy. So we need to be at $3 a ton, if you will. So it needs to be really competitive when compared to dairy to be a business case. That's what we want to reach. So we need to scale up the production so we can get to that type of scale. So we're not going to invoice any type of premium for sustainable product. That's not the road we're going.
That's good. But somehow there is an economical reality. And if you can only charge 100 and you want only have 100 to your customers, and then you have the raw materials or component, raw materials, then you have production, then you have your margin. Your margin, you have to find a way. So that you don't use special expensive raw materials that makes it impossible to have that fair price at the end.
Yeah.
And how are you there? Have you found the formula there, or?
We are still probing what we are. So we have a margin on the top of it, which it's basically maybe 50%, 75% of the total cost on the top of it. We are looking for. Again, when we are probing for the place where we are going to manufacture at scale, so I'm talking about large scale, because before that we are just probing and we are ensuring that we have the right contracts to pay the costs. One of the things that we look at is at the price of the raw materials. So because we are hiring capacity, so basically we are hiring a time, allocation time with the people and with the raw materials internally. So we are looking at the price that makes our business model and our numbers right and okay for us.
That's good. Can you?
That'll be the last question.
Okay.
Happy to discuss more later.
Can I just add a comment? No.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
All right, guys, we're almost over, but please stay around because we have 2 more startups that will come and pitch over here. And after that, we will have a cool DJ session, which will be here at the hotel. When you go left at the reception, there'll be the DJ party after the last startup. But first, give a round of applause for Francisco, which is only 13 years old.
Hello, everybody. So, sorry, we're not talking about AI today or crypto. But I have a question for you all. When was the last time someone taught you anything in real life, face to face? Not many. So, I'm Francis Barroca, and this is Skillyay. We've never been connected, yet more isolated. So here's what I noticed. We're all spending like 7 hours a day on screens, right? And we're spending all this money on expensive courses that we never finish. Meanwhile, 43% of people say they're alone. Imagine your neighbor might be a great guitar player, but you'll never know because there's no real way to connect. So, I have a solution. We built Skillyay, and it's really simple. There are 3 steps. Tell us about you. You share what skills you want to learn and what you can teach others. Maybe you want to learn guitar, but you're great at cooking. You get matched. We connect you with people nearby who are the perfect learning and teaching partners. Someone who teaches guitar and wants to learn cooking, perfect match. Start learning. You begin your skill sharing journey and grow together with your new community. Real people, real learning, face to face. The magic is in the matching. We find people where both of you get value. It's not one-sided. Everyone teaches and learns. A competition. It's pretty simple. Skillshare, you have more screen time and you're alone. No one likes that. Same thing goes for Duolingo and Coursera. But with Zoom, you're actually connecting with real people, but still more screen time. But on Skillyay, you're actually with real people and you have less screen time. That's great. How do we acquire the users? Network effects. Everyone teaches and learns, so double the value. Credit scarcity filters out casual people. Only serious folks stick around. We want people offline. That's wild, because every other major platform wants you glued to the screen. This builds real trust. We're starting locally. School, friends, and small communities. Skillyay grows naturally when people experience the joy of learning something from someone nearby. The press is talking about us, and this is driving a ton of traffic to our website. We have 98 pre-registered users and about 200 skills to share and learn, like marketing, business, chess, Roblox, etc. So here's the journey. On the first phase, we want beta with 500 users and the first friendship forms. The second phase, we want the community becoming self-sustaining. People stay there for the learning partners, and we want a 5K monthly revenue. What we're really building, not just an app, we're building lasting friendships, neighborhood communities, a movement of people choosing real life over screens. Strategy is simple, community first. We don't scale until the local community is thriving. We empower users to lead. This round builds the first community and proves it works. How do we make the money? Free users get 1 connection per month. Premium is €8 a month for free connections. Partnerships are exclusive to clubs, co-work spaces, venues, etc. The team, just me right now. No.
Question? Okay. Well, very simple one. We know you are doing this when you have time, after school.
Mm-hmm.
How can we help you? All of us here. You have, all this crowd here. How can we help you?
Money?
How much?
I'm curious, how much do you hate Zoom and how much did you hate it when you're having classes during COVID? And did that prompt you to build it?
Well, yes, it did. We talked about it.
Okay, yeah.
I think you're just a superstar.
Thank you.
When I heard you here, I felt like this Britain get talents or American get talents where they come a young boy or girl and is discovered and becomes a superstar. You're going to be a superstar. But I'm sure that in 20 years or even you will be a famous person.
I think I already am.
Yeah. I think, but really, I think you have, you're really great, really great.
Let me know when you're hiring. And then, so where do I sign up? You have 98 people signed up. Where do we sign up?
Yeah, it's
We
the
go
QR
there.
code.
Okay, so everybody needs to take a picture of this. Everybody needs to sign up. Everybody needs to learn a skill, and everybody needs to teach a skill because we have always something to teach, right? So congratulations. Parents, we're parents. Congratulations. Amazing, amazing work. I love what you're doing, and any way, any possible way that I can support, I'm happy to do so.
Again, also, thank you so much. I already told that I'm a mom of a 6-year-old, and I was looking at you dreaming, my boy will also be there. Love what you're doing, and like huge compliments to, like, of course, you are already outstanding at this age to create a business. But what was so surprising for me is, again, at your age, to create such a well-thought business model. I see, like, I talk with 20 founders per day, and not all of them have thought so much about their business as you did when you were 13. I have a goosebumps talking about you. That's amazing. And yeah, if you are not coming to Web Summit yet, well, I'll be happy to talk, and maybe we'll have you there on Monday.
Of course.
He needs to be.
All right, amazing. And last but not least, please give a round of applause for Sunamita, Borges da Costa with Qxote.
Hello, hello, hello. I clearly lost the competition to be the cutest one. So bear with me, right? Is it me or is it hot in here? Hi guys, I am Sunamita, COO and co-founder of Qxote. And you are very right if you believe we fight giants. You probably noticed, right? Now the hot summers come combining the risk of water supply shortage. The fact is, climate change effects are affecting Europe harder than the rest of the world, and the Mediterranean region has even greater impact. Portugal is exemplary of it, with systemic effects of the environmental challenges that have effects in the social and economical aspects. In our region, those effects can be shown as desertification, depopulation, and poverty. But what if those challenges are actually an opportunity for us to learn, test, and develop not just solutions, but a mindset for climate change mitigation? That's why Qxote came into existence, connecting knowledge, people, and active hope. In our Living Lab, we put together students, researchers, companies, government, and our local community to collaborate and co-create a future of climate resilience. On our land, and together with our partners, we work on solutions for sustainable food production, soil health, water management, and biodiversity. I came from Brazil, from a dry area, and I landed in Portugal in a desertifying situation, so Qxote is our dream come true. That's why it's my pleasure to introduce you to our next joint venture that connects with our passion, that is bring food for people, food for soil, and food for biodiversity. Welcome to Sesame, System of Autonomous Smart Irrigation for Mixed Environments. What Sesame is about? Connecting solar power water harvesting with a precision robot and my microphone is working? Can you hear me? Yes? Precision robot and soil sensors. Sesame wants to do irrigation off-grid and smart in dry areas. This system is organized to provide efficient irrigation water and mixed crops environments planted together with the goal of increase the healthy food provision and save water. So you might be thinking, what is the challenge in here? When we are talking about mixed crop sets, the challenge is to provide the right amount of water to the right plant at the right time. To figure out this concept, we put together 28 young and bright minds from 4 educational institutions focused on agriculture, applied biology, software development, and mechanical engineering. With their help, we laid the first experimental site on our land. We designed the smart precision robot. We also created the base for the algorithm and the groundwork for the smart sensing. All of that made possible by 33 donors that contributed to our crowdfund. Alexander, I see you. Well, so what's our next steps? We designed the robot. Now we want to build it to bring it to reality in the prototyping phase. We also want to collaborate with our friends, already engaged partners, from solar to water, to integrate the water harvesting solar powered for an autonomous off-grid. And beyond that, we want to develop further the algorithm to integrate live weather data with the soil sensor information for smart and autonomous water supply. You might be asking, how can we make this a reality? I'm glad you asked. Well, we still live in capitalism, right? So money is needed. We are looking for impact investors and hoping to raise 250K. But I'm not a gold digger, huh? We are here for you. Because we believe in partnership for a sustainable future, we are looking forward to meet new friends that share our minds, our values, and want to help us bring this idea into reality and to the market. So together, we can construct replicable, accessible, and biodiverse food production everywhere and save water. But this is not just about the technology. It's about Mona and Zia continue planting. It's about our tech girl, Dona Amália, using her skills to oversee her garden. It's about Dona Paula, by all means, cooking for us forever. With your help, we can make sure that there is a future where companies, schools, and our grandmothers can use technology to produce health food, even in dry areas, from the rooftops to the isolated villages in Portugal. With your help, we can finally say, open sesame, and there will be water. You are just too kind. Thank you so much. So, hit me.
You guys don't want to, I gave it to you, didn't weren't fast enough. I love it. This is really cool. So really good place to do this because obviously it's dry.
Yeah.
And I saw that you're looking at offering this to corporates, but also smaller. Have you picked your niche as to where do you want to go? Because they're very different markets, right?
Yes, absolutely.
And so from a company perspective, from a product and service perspective, I guess I'm seeing a couple different things. So I want to just clarify that in my head. You've got an aspect of robotics. You've got an aspect of IoT.
You've got an aspect of agriculture, food production, yeah.
But you're going to create a product which is a robot, which is going to have IoT, which is going to measure. And are you planning to collect the data as well of what you're doing?
Exactly.
And is that part of your business model?
Yeah. First question, where are we going with that, right? We are one of the startups here. I'm very glad to call us a startup. And at this age, I'm not the youngest, as you could see. In our concept, we are now transforming this idea into reality. We have already many universities that believe in that. We have already crowdfunders, people that invest in such a project. So our inspiration comes from the 100 small aldeias that are located, for example, in the municipality of Mértola. And the challenge is that you have to provide water, electricity, sewage, so the basic infrastructure in such a disconnected territory. Just to let you know, the demographic density there is 3.3 inhabitants per square kilometer. It is gigantic territory and spread people. That's where we came with the grandmothers and their garden. That is a strong element of the culture in Portugal. But obviously, we believe that this can become a product and just maybe a service as well for companies that want to have in their rooftops the production of vegetables that can be eaten in the lunch. And the idea is to make democratic the access to food production with a smaller carbon footprint, with contact with nature, and with increasing the biodiversity.
Do you plan to sell the robot, or are you going to lease it, or what's your...
Well, that is why we need partners. I'm not your tech girl, I'm sorry. You probably believed in me, right? Or here all dressed up, but I'm not your tech girl. I am the one that puts people together to collaborate and develop new solutions, new ideas. But we are here lending our living lab area to companies and also our skills, our ability to connect different and bright minds to find solutions. And if you want to bring this to the market, it's open for these impact investors that want not just lend money, but also contribute in this sense.
Thank you so much. Again, sustainability, female founded.
There we go, girl.
I will be like, I don't know, you gave me so much energy today.
You too, thank you very much.
You are a character, I should say.
Oh,
Like,
Lord.
your pitching is amazing. I loved it. So my question would be, what is your competition in terms of your cost? Because those type of solutions tend to be more costly than those that we're used to.
Yeah.
And second thing, again, about your sales cycle. It might be also longer. It's like it's product that is harder to sell. It's a beautiful story of sustainability, but in the end of the day, it's a capitalism era, and it's might be challenging to sell. So what is your experience on that?
Well, I have no clue. Let me be very sincere with you. We are now in the process of transforming the design and the prototyping phase, right? So it is a challenge in itself to connect IoT, robotics, to connect all those elements with food production in order to bring something, an idea, a concept into reality. Just when we have figured this part, we can evolve in the cost phase. How can we make it more accessible? How can we make it cheaper? One thing for sure is there is a lot of investment placed into providing conditions for water, electricity, and sewage in these isolated villages. So there is a market there, that's for sure. We hope that the partners help us also to assess this market strategy, so we can eventually see those kind of products in the rooftops in the Netherlands. I know it's not a dry area, but a girl can dream.
Well, thank you.
I love it. And I think that, you know what, you need to, because we talk about robotics and products, the avó in the village is not going to care about that. She's just going to care about how can I make more vegetables for my people, right?
So let me give you numbers, as you are the girl of the metrics, and I love it, right? We already did this test site on the field, and the algorithm now provides water based on the sensors in the soil. So open tap, closing tap. Just with this strategy, we already managed to save 20% of water and harvest 12 times more crops in the same space. So this is already a good thing for the grandmas that will make delicious food for us all.
Thank you so much. I think it's a great thing. I think the only solution we have to the environmental problem that we have is to find these type of new things. And I love it. I have been involved in several green tech companies. I've also been involved in several projects, environmental projects, where it's more society involved. And the best thing is when you can find a company, you do it as a company, where you have customers that are willing to pay for something, where the value for them is bigger than the price.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that is what we need to do. And it's like we talked about the food. If green products are much more expensive than non-green products, then it's not going to change a lot. The impact will be too little. So it's really important to find a value chain that creates the same costs as the not green value chain. So I think that is, otherwise it's going to be too high, the costs.
Absolutely. Thank
and
you
that
so much.
and that is important to find that. But it's a great project, and thank you so much.
Thank you for your comment. Thank you very much. Isabel, my love.
Is that time? Okay.
Just for her. We love her so much. Well, thank you, Isabel. This wouldn't be possible without you. Thank you guys for your kind attention. It was a pleasure.
Sorry, just before we close, He's the guy who organized this showcase. So just a round of applause for Dave.
Okay, and if all those startups are here, if you all could come join us on stage, we have a special gift for you at this moment. And thank you all for sticking around. Hopefully you all enjoyed the Startup Showcase. We're really proud of our startups here in the Algarve. And if you have a great idea or for some reason you didn't make the showcase this year, we definitely want you to apply for next year. And this is going to be an event that we put on each year as we look to grow the Algarve and all these great startups we have. So thank you all so much for attending. Yeah, the judges. Yeah, you guys.
Tiny.